Hello, everyone. Welcome to this YouTube live session. In this session, I'm planning to talk about Google, especially my thoughts about Google. Today is Google's 25th birthday, Silver Jubilee birthday. Actually, the actual company, Google Incorporated, that date is like September 4th, it seems, September 4th, 1998. But for some reason, Google is celebrating its birthday on September 27th. Actually, it used to show Doodle for its birthday. For many years, it's showing uh, the Doodle on September 27th only. So officially, they are celebrating it on September 27th. Okay. So in this live, uh, I'm planning to share my thoughts, especially share my experience with Google products and services. Okay. Um, I uploaded two videos related to Google. One is a brief history about Google, and another one is 25 facts about Google. So I linked the video links in the description of this one. Okay. Actually, while creating that time, I had a lot of thoughts about Google, but I didn't include my own thoughts in that video. So I just made them that two videos in a very general purpose way. Okay. Uh, so I decided to do a live session for talking my thoughts about Google. Okay. So first, I would like to know whether the audio quality is okay. Okay. So if you face any problem in hearing my voice, just let me know. Okay. And um, before going in detail, I would like to check the audio quality myself because right now no one is. 1 second, wait for some time. Okay, it seems the audio quality is okay. So I will be continuing my talk. Okay. So before going in detail, first of all, I want to give the disclaimer like uh, uh, right now my primary source of income is from Google AdSense. Okay. So I'm running YouTube channel and I linked my AdSense account with that, and I run some blogs and websites, and I included Google AdSense advertisements. So obviously, I'm very thankful to Google for their products and services. So it may reflect on my thoughts. Okay, so my view about Google may be like little bit biased. Okay, but anyway, I would like to uh, make my uh, talk neutral. Okay, so I will do my best. Okay, I will be talking about both positive sides as well as negative sides of Google and their products. Okay. First of all, uh, I would like to share the brief history about Google. Almost everyone will be knowing about it. Anyway, just Google was started by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who was studying as a student in the Stanford University in US. Okay, so that Google that algorithm was their college project, and they created a unique algorithm. So that time, all the search engines were focusing on keywords only. Okay, so say for example, if their website is having an article about computer, if the keyword is appearing in many articles, so whenever the person searches computer, that website will be shown. Okay, that was the standard at that time in the 90s. Okay. But Larry Page and Sergey Brin, they created different approach. That Obviously, if you're in SEO or any technical, if you're interested in that perspective, you will be knowing about PageRank, that page algorithm, right? So it is like previously the page rank was visible. We can check for any kind of pages. Okay, but these days we cannot check it visibly. But still, Google is using that parameter. Apart from considering a huge number of other parameters also. Okay, but the core unique thing about Google search is that algorithm. Okay, Larry Page and Sergey Brin created that. Actually, initially they named it as Backrep. Okay, so uh, that concept is very simple. If you are not familiar, I can explain it. Okay, so say for example, you may be having different web pages. Similarly, someone else will be having their website, and they will be having different web pages, and they will be adding a lot of keywords in that content. You will be also adding content. Okay, but you are assume that you are an expert in that field. Okay, but other guy is not expert, he's just beginner, copying from other places something. Okay, but whenever yeah, scholar or any kind of other blogger, whenever they refer the article, obviously they tend to link your page, right? Similarly, the other person also forced the people to link his uh, page in other websites, but their website may not be having good quality. Okay, so the basic thing is that search engine will be considering the reputation of others website which are linking the um, main site. Okay, it is something like in our uh, like society, right? If say for example, if you are a good person, a lot of people may be telling that you are a good person. Okay, but say, assume that another bad person is there. He may be having his friends, they can tell that that person is very good, right? But no one is going to believe that, because that certification is given by another bad person. Okay, so this is a very simple concept in our society. It is there for many centuries, right? Larry Page and Sergey Brin implemented it as an algorithm. Okay, so they developed that algorithm, and they that time very less number of pages were there, right? So they indexed that web pages, and they started Google. Okay, actually they just started it from their garage. Okay, and uh, initially it's a very simple company only. Even I personally witnessed because I when the Google was started, I just completed my college and I started searching job, right? So that time I just started using internet, but not frequently, because that time we have to access internet from browsing centers, Netscape, right? So that time we used uh, Yahoo search, XIT search, and Amazon search, like that only mostly. uh, but it continued till the year 2004, when Google like they went public. They That IPO was success, and they collected huge funds. Okay, so from there their growth started at high speed. Okay, but even from the beginning, that quality of their algorithm, the fundamental thing is very strong. Okay, and they're keeping that same concept. Okay, and their motto was don't do evil, but for some reason they removed that in the year 2018. Okay, many people are saying that it is because of their tie-up with military. Okay, So obviously they will be they need, if they are having that tie up, so many people will be viewing it as doing evil, right? So after that they cannot tell don't be evil. Okay, so that is the reason they removed that slogan, but it's not official thing, but internally somewhere they in the guideline documents they mentioned it. But anyway, based on my understanding or observation, still they're following that policy comparing to other corporates. Okay, but we cannot say that it is very good or something. But comparing to other corporate companies, it is somehow uh, keeping the balance. Okay, um, so the fundamental is the highly powerful search algorithm. Okay, and since they started very earlier, that algorithm comparing to other competitors, they were able to crawl and index a lot of pages. Okay, and they're expert in that thing. Okay, uh, then later on they added a lot of features. Okay, like in the Google search itself they added image search. Right now we can use Google Lens, that based search, AI based search. And Google News is there, Google Scholars, Google Flights, Google Maps, like that many products they integrated within the Google search itself. um, like we can now use voice search. A lot of things are happening with the search, but the fundamental thing is still the same. Okay, they are still using the backlink algorithm. Okay, and they added a lot of they started considering a lot of other parameters also. Okay, um, but in the year 2010, 11, that time period, we can clearly understand the algorithm, and we can develop our website and promote our websites based on that algorithm. But a lot of people started misusing it, so they added a lot of invisible components. Now, right now, it is very difficult to judge the behavior of Google. Okay, um, that is about Google search. But apart from Google search, right now, as a company, Google is like involving with a lot of other products and services. Okay, um, but the fundamental structure is right now they changed, right? The parent company is Alphabet. Within the Alphabet, Google is the main company, and it's managing a lot of other things like YouTube, other stuff. But anyway, generally, we can just use the word Google for the sake of just talking. Okay, technically, it may be different. Okay, so apart from Google search, they entered into various things even Google, that Project Loom and Project Bing, that kind of moonshot projects. Okay, okay. Before going in deeper about Google, first of all, I would like to share my usage of Google products. Okay, what are the things right now I am using? Okay, um, so obviously I'm using uh, Google Chrome browser. That is my primary browser. I use Firefox also, but rarely use Firefox. The thing is, I'm using Google Chrome, but Google Chrome is it's like internally it's a Chromium browser, right? It's open source. Okay, so the strength of Google is it is making use of open source projects effectively. So it is using Chromium for Chrome browser, and Android, it is using open source software, right? So a lot of things Google is supporting open source things. Okay, uh, and apart from Google browser, I use Gmail. Okay, that is my primary thing. Even though I have other my own email IDs, I'm still using Gmail. Okay, And obviously Google search. Every day I'm using Google search for any kind of task. Okay. And I'm checking Google trends. Google trends will be listing the most searched keywords, currently trending keywords, and the related articles. Okay. So it is very useful for me for creating news videos. Basically, I'm right now I'm giving more focus for running this YouTube channel, which is like giving news about emerging technologies. Okay, so for that I'm using Google Trends. Okay, the trends we can filter based on topic like science and technology, and based on countries like that. Okay, so it is really useful, but there may be bit delay. Okay, it won't be immediately available, but if you are frequently using that, we can judge the gap. That may not be the problem. And Google Bard, I'm using Google Bard. It's a AI tool for spell correction, for correcting grammatical mistakes. Primarily I'm using Grammarly, but apart from that, if I want to rephrase the sentences for other things, I'm using Google Bard. Apart from ChatGPT, I'm using OpenAI's ChatGPT primarily. And the key difference between Google Bard and ChatGPT is ChatGPT, that trained data is bit outdated. It is trained up to the year 2021 only. But Google Bard is the latest. We can ask Google Bard about any latest news also. It will be giving details, and it can rephrase the sentences so that I can easily create YouTube video scripts. Okay. Okay, and obviously I'm using YouTube. So right now I'm doing YouTube live through my channel. So it is right now it's my primary source of income. Okay, um, apart from YouTube, I'm using Google AdSense for showing advertisements in this channel. Um, okay, so the AdSense also Google product. Okay, and I use Google Analytics on my websites for getting details about the website traffic. So how many visitors visited my channel, and um, like bounce rate details, and uh, uh, source details, whether they came from search engines or social media sites like that. Okay, so it is very useful. But recently they're making a lot of lot of changes. I mean, they are making it bit complex. Okay, but anyway, it's really useful. And it will be like combined with Google Ads for conversation based targeting. Okay, uh, so I'm using Google Analytics, and uh, Google Ads. Previously, it was Google AdWord. So I use that for promoting my products. Okay, comparing to other Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, that advertisement, it is highly targetable, and price also somewhat affordable. Okay, comparing to other things. Okay, lot of advantages are there, but personally for me, it is not reaching the positive ROI. So I just uh, uh, put on hold the campaigns. Okay, and I use Webmaster Console. Webmaster Console, Google Webmaster Console will be giving details about page indexing, crawling. If you are not familiar with those things, I already uploaded one video about those things, SEO related things. You may check that, digital marketing, that kind of video. Okay, so in the Webmaster Console, we can do this thing. Suppose if your page is not indexed, you can request to Google to index your web page through the Webmaster Console. Okay, and we can see about any kind of problems, mobile friendly problems, or a lot of features are there. Okay, uh, so maybe we can talk very detail about that in some other session. Okay, in this live, I would like to give some overview regarding my thoughts about Google. Okay, so that's what the purpose of this session. um, but maybe uh, in the coming days I can do some separate sessions for explaining about Google advertisements and the webmaster console, and how the Google search is working. That kind of stuff I can talk. Even talk about YouTube, uh, um, running YouTube channel. Okay, I already shared my experiences in my previous videos, but I'm still learning new things about YouTube and other products. So I will be like sharing my updated experience. Okay, and I use Google Play. Okay, Play Store for downloading apps for different apps, and as well as for like distributing my own Android apps. I have some motivational course, Bible course, that kind of apps. So uh, I use Google Play Store for distribution. Okay, and I use Google AdMob advertisements within my apps for earning money. Okay, and I use Android Studio for developing that app. So mostly they are all Google products. Okay, um, and you might have visited my blog, blog.qualitypointech.com. I'm running it that blog from the year 2008 itself. Okay, right now I'm not adding more posts, but uh, some point of time I used it primarily for promoting my products. Okay, um, uh, so that blog is Blogger blog. Okay, so Google Blogger is Google's company now. So I use Blogger blog, and daily I use Google Translate. Okay, so Translate is very useful. Okay, uh, and these days they made it very easy to use. We can just use it from search box itself. No need to open separate page. Okay, and even no need to choose the source language. It will be directed automatically. And obviously I'm using Google Android phone. Okay, and almost every week I use currency converter, say for example converting USD to INR, like that. Okay, so for that we just search USD INR on the Google search box. It will be showing the current conversion rate. Okay, similarly, current time at various locations. We can find the current time at any place, like any country or any city, like that. Okay, and another important usage of Google products is like uh, uh, we can use like Google account for logging into other websites. So I used to do that. Okay, because we need not create a separate account in each and every website. Okay, so that is very difficult to remember the login details, and we need not give our details to that sites. Okay, so in that case we can just give permission to use the Google account. If we don't want to continue the permission, we can cancel it at any time. Okay, okay. So a lot of products are there, but these are the things I'm personally using almost daily basis. Okay, and other than that, I use a lot of other things also. But these are the primary things I wanted to share here. Okay, and okay, so the from all these things we can understand that Google is a very useful company and their products and services are good. Okay, but it's true for some extent, but we need to consider the negative sides of Google also. Okay, first of all I start with my personal experience. Okay, um, in the very beginning days, I don't remember the exact time, maybe around the year 2009 or 10. That time I used a few blogger blogs. Okay, and one of the blog was removed by Google. Okay, uh, I tried in various ways to contact Google, but I couldn't do that. So it's a very, very key thing. So if something is happening or some problem is there, we cannot reach the concerned person at Google. Okay, so every time we send mail, we will be getting automated replies. So almost bots are ruling the company. Okay, like that. It will give the impression like that. Okay, so I just forget about that blog. Okay, so that is what happened. So it may happen to any product. So I'm just from the year 2009 itself, I'm running this YouTube channel. They can just like that they remove, and it will be very difficult for me to contact them. Okay, many people shared their bad experiences through various forums. Okay, so that is a major risk. It is related to corporate companies. So once they are becoming very big, it is very difficult for them to do this kind of genuine support. Okay, everything will be very formalized and a lot of protocols, so we may not be getting the proper support. Okay, so that's very negative thing about Google. And similar things happened in many times with various products. For example, in case of YouTube itself, they demonetized my channel two times. Okay, um, so that time I faced a lot of difficulties in contacting them. Okay, um, till now I don't know what is the real reason behind it. Okay, um, but after some time they enabled it after I filled the form. Okay, so it's everything is very formal, automated. Okay, so that problem is there, but we rarely face that kind of problems, so it's somehow manageable. But it's a major negative from my personal experience. But from overall picture, it is very becoming a monopoly company, right? So it occurred a lot of companies. So, okay, so as I said, its primary thing is search. Apart from that, all the things are they got it through acquisitions. It can be YouTube, like blogger, like that. So almost all successful products they occurred. Okay, so it's a threat to competition, right? So they are just trying to suppress the competition by doing acquisition. um, Anyway, from my personal experience, comparing to other corporates, it's somewhat better. That is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, but it is always better to allow the competition and prevent the monopoly. Okay, already Google is facing a lot of antitrust lawsuits, both in European Union as well as in United States. I think European Union fined Google billion euros. Okay, for like Google's illegal activity of promoting its own shopping comparison service, uh, comparing to other services. Okay, so it's according to antitrust laws, it is illegal. Okay, so even if it is own product, it should give equal importance to all the services. Okay, it shouldn't promote its own product in the search results. Okay, a similar thing happened for Amazon also. Yesterday, FTC started lawsuit against Amazon for promoting its own things. Own things means its own set of sellers who are agreeing Amazon's terms. Terms in the sense supporting Amazon. Okay, obeying Amazon's plans. It will be discouraging other normal sellers to participate in Amazon, but they won't be having other options because Amazon is suppressing the competition, right? So they may not be able to find services similar to Amazon. Okay, so the same thing happened for me also regarding Google. When YouTube demonetized my channel, I was looking for some alternate for YouTube. So I explored a lot of things, including Odyssey, like a lot of things. But everything is having some shortcomings. Okay, the main reason is they are not having ability to compete with Google. So almost Google suppressed or like uh, prevented competitors. Okay, so it's a very really dangerous thing. Okay, so again I was forced to continue with YouTube. That's what I can say. Okay, um, but I don't know the real reason why the alternates are there, whether they are not having ability to grow like YouTube, whether they are not having technical skills, or I don't know the real reason. But this monopoly may be one of the reasons. Okay, so it's a really dangerous thing. So already Google is facing a lot of antitrust lawsuits, even in United States. Okay, for this kind of monopoly activities and promoting its own products, like various other reasons also, privacy things. Okay, and Google deprecated a lot of services. Okay, personally, I used various things like Google Plus, Google Reader, Google Wave, Google Buzz, iGoogle, like that. Okay, so I used all these products at some point of time, but later on, Google closed that services. I don't know the real reason. Google Plus, they tried very hard to bring it as a competition for Facebook, because right now they are not, even though they are taking a lot of initiative in like moonshot projects like Google self-driving cars like that, but still they're struggling to create a social media website networking platform. Google Plus, they tried very hard, but it got closed. Okay, and Google Reader, many people were using it actively. Okay, it was really useful for reading news or any kind of information by by using RSS feed. It's a basically RSS feed aggregator. Okay, so that one also got closed. And Google Wave, that they again they similar to Google Plus, they pushed very hard, but it was in very early stage only. But Google Plus, they run it for many years, but Google Wave, they closed it in the very initial stage itself. But they gave more importance to that. Anyway, they closed it. Google Buzz, that also they tried some kind of social feature within the Gmail itself, but that also got closed. Okay, iGoogle, we can just like add widgets in the Google homepage, so that customized, we can do custom changes, and based on my own or based on our own interest, we can set up the Google search or any kind of Google feeds. Okay, so another important product is Google Glass. They even the founders itself promoted that Google Glass heavily, but still that project got closed. Okay, and I witnessed another closing, like Project Ara. Okay, actually it was started by Motorola. Okay, they acquired Motorola, But anyway, even after occurring, they continued developing Project Era. Mostly after acquisition, they will be just closing. That's corporate's strategy. But for some reason, they tried their best to bring the Google Project Era. Um, the Project Era is a very innovative thing. So it's a modular smartphone. So we can interchange parts of the smartphone. Okay. Suppose if you want a high-end camera, you can just replace only the camera instead of uh, replacing the entire phone. Okay. It will be from various perspective, it will be very useful, cost effective, and it will be avoiding e-waste, electronic waste, right? But Google was not able to complete that project. um, so various products they closed. Actually, it is very true that even if it is having a lot of capability, uh, they're taking the decision of closing the failing product. So I personally I missed that kind of spirit. Okay, so from my personal like initiative of creating a lot of products for our company, Quality Point Technologies. I just keep on maintaining and developing the things, even if they are not getting any kind of positive results or traffic. Okay, so that gave a lot of problem. Okay, so it almost forced the failing of almost all the products. Okay, so I learned a lesson from Google about it. Even if any kind of particular product or any kind of initiative is having a lot of potential, if it is not working for a certain period, so we have to forcefully kill that thing. Okay, that is the message I learned from Google and from other things also. Recently, only I realized that. Okay. Um, so that is in the yesterday's video also I mentioned, like I killed a lot of features in our the course.net website. So this kind of inspiration only forced me to do that. Okay. But it is true that it is the best way of handling the business. Okay. Okay. And I talked about various products and deprecated things. Other problem with this kind of big corporate is like they keep on occurring a lot of innovative startups, right? But it is a question mark whether they are keeping the same spirit. Okay. Say for example, the YouTube founders innovatively created YouTube, and once it started getting traction, Google acquired it. Okay, so that is what corporates do, right? But the even after the founder expressed his thoughts about dislike button of YouTube, YouTube never implemented his suggestion. Okay, so YouTube removed the dislike count. Okay, so that was a major mistake. Even I that's what my opinion also. Actually, YouTube founder also like revealed his opinion, but YouTube is not listening. Okay, so this is the major problem, and obviously privacy problems. Okay, that too, the this giant companies violating privacy or hiding the details and collecting huge data. It's really very danger. Actually, we can compare this to previous century slavery. Okay, it may be hard to believe, but if you deeply think about it, you can realize the danger of this kind of thing. Actually, even a few years back, I was not much worrying about privacy and data. Okay, if they need details, they can take it, and mostly they will be keeping it with them, right? Like that, we will be thinking. But uh, after doing a deep analysis about how the uh, data is getting uh, huge money for them, and I was shocked to know the dangers of losing our privacy. Okay, so we need to be very careful. Okay, but the propaganda of corporates, no, mostly they will be burying that thoughts. Okay, but I may be wrong. So if you have any other opinions, just share it through your comments. Okay, but we have to think about that factor. So that being said, in the overall, I can say that comparing to other corporates, Google is it's a really doing good, and it's really an inspiration for any kind of entrepreneurs who are going to start with less resources, because they started their company in garage, and now they're tech giant, right? Even they are taking initiative for quantum computing. Okay, and they're focusing on environment issues, like already they are running their company with renewable sources. Okay, and they're doing a lot of things. Okay, so overall it's okay, but we have to always worry about big corporates. Okay, it's always danger. Even the current management, current setup may be harmless, but if it is going into hands of some bad actors, definitely it's a huge problem. Okay, it will become a huge problem. So but personally, it just theoretically, hearing these things may not be giving more impact. But if you realize the thing practically in experience, you can understand that. When YouTube demonetized my account, that time I faced a lot of difficulties in finding the alternate. Okay, so if it is my mistake, they can explain that. So okay, these are the mistakes you made, just remove that video or don't do like that. If they're giving that instruction, it's okay. Okay, but since they becoming corporates, they cannot do it, they won't do it. Okay, uh, so only thing is we have to find the alternate, but alternates are not there. Okay, either they occurred and then kill them, or because of their high um, power, others may not be willing to waste their energy and time and money by competing with giants. Okay, that is what happening in all the other things. Okay, so it is always better to regulate and control the big corporates heavily. Okay, um, but that that doesn't means Google is bad. Like that, I'm not saying like that. Okay, so my personally, it's really helpful to a lot of people, and their way of working is really good. Even small things like Google Doodles, I used to upload videos related to Google Doodles. They're really very innovative, and they're doing it in a very professional way and very creative ways. Okay, but still a lot of concerns are there. Their selection of uh, celebrities or personalities that are having some questions, and their way of uh, like they won't show doodle for some popular personalities, even for very famous events. Okay, but they used to show doodle for some controversial persons. Okay, so that kind of allegations are there. Okay, but from my personal experience, I uploaded a lot of videos about Google Doodles. Okay, um, and their way of highlighting the struggles faced by successful people, and their history told in various formats, slideshow, video, even animated interactive games. They're telling it in various ways, and they're creating innovative doodles. Okay, So obviously, their way of operation is really appreciable. But what I'm trying to say is we have to keep on checking or put a balance. Okay. Um, so that is what my experience with Google. Okay. So you can share your experience through the chat. Okay. Or comments. Okay. Uh, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay. Uh, and I'll be ending the live now. Okay. Thanks.